Buongiorno, cracking humans. Welcome to the Mark and Hannah vlog, or the Cycling Maven vlog from Verona, Italy. Hope you're having a good time.
I've got my kit in the back, change of clothes, and we're heading into the office. We're going to do a Stephen Lane interview.
We're going to smash him and figure out what he's been doing right and wrong.
How are you, mate? Looking the part. You're looking very pro. Yeah, likewise. See you, bro. Alright, we just did 2 hours. Nah, I'm kidding. We did like 40 minutes with this legend in the park around Albert Park Lake. So that was fun. I'm gonna get something to eat. He's dieting, so he's not eating.
Is King Lake this way?
Yeah, just head out to King. It's straight ahead. Just wait till you hit the water. Tears joke, tears joke. But yeah, then we're gonna go back to the office, and he's gonna tell us all about what I've been doing right and wrong. All right, you cracking humans, we have just got back from our ride. The big man is here, Stephen Lane.
Little man, actually.
He's a little man. He's a lot smaller than me on the bike, definitely. Made me feel like a heifer. But we're going to go through some stuff on TrainingPeaks. We're going to go through some stuff, some training-related stuff and some coaching-related stuff. And really, this is just, we're doing this to teach you guys a thing or two. So it's just a learning process. If at the end of this, we're going to keep everything fairly short, and if at the end of this you feel as though you've got any questions or you want to ask anything, ask them in the comments below. But we're going to talk about some subjects, and hopefully it strikes a chord with you and you learn something. So let's go, let's go. So the first thing we'll talk about is TrainingPeaks, and I'll hand it over to Steve.
Yeah, well, no, let's talk about you first.
Okay.
The purpose of this was about you trying to get on track, trying to get fit, yeah?
Yep.
Two main priorities were, one, get some fitness back on the bike. Two, try and address one of your things you wanted was your weight and things like that. We're trying to address those two main things. How do you think you've gone so far? Average.
Well, I'll say that in lieu of all the things I'm trying to juggle at the moment, obviously I don't have kids, but I spend a lot of time doing the vlog.
I think you've got essentially lots of kids.
Basically, yeah. I've got lots of things that I'm juggling and doing, and I don't have a lot of downtime, so I try to squeeze my riding in as much as possible. I'm not making excuses. I could eat a lot better. Like my diet, my eating has been pretty ordinary, you know.
I do hear the word beer thrown around now and then.
Yeah, I have a lot of beer and stuff, but you know, like that's my downtime as well. So, and I think that's pretty normal for someone my age. I mean, I could commit a lot better, that's what I'm saying, but I certainly haven't been game on. I haven't been amazing with it.
You need to de-stress somehow, and I think you've got a lot of stressors in your life. You need a way to chill. Yeah. And I think your day is when you pop a beer now and then. That's right.
But training-wise, I have been getting on the bike. I've been missing a few sessions, as you know. So I've been missing, if I get caught editing or I get stuck at work, I have missed a few sessions. Now, you haven't been too hard on me with missing sessions.
No,
but
look, I see why you miss them. You always want to do it, but you get to the end of the day and you're like, I have run out of time, or I have not slept very well the night before, or I've slept much because you've had other things going on. So there's no point in me bashing you over the head with a stick saying you didn't get it done. And as I've said before, if you were on a national team vying for an Olympic spot, and I'd be like, what is going on? But I understand where you're coming from, and I've got a majority of athletes who are exactly the same.
So it's quite common that people miss sessions, would you say?
Yeah, look, it's some people once you get the ball rolling and you've done 3 weeks where you've like, all of my sessions are turned green, I've got it spot on. It's very easy then to continue that on and keep going. If you're not being as consistent, it's easier to pull a pin on a session. But the main thing is that you go, okay, I've got 3 main sessions or so for the week.
Yep.
I've got to look at my week at the start of the week, if there is any structure to it, to your actual social / vlogging / everything else work week, and go, when am I going to be able to prioritise those sessions?
Yeah.
And we do that with you. Like, we chat a couple of times a week, and you're like, all right, I missed that one. Okay, I'm going to do a harder one tomorrow. I'll do the bunchy, or we swap it around.
Yep.
So we make it happen.
Yeah.
And each week you've done probably at least 2 quality sessions.
Yeah.
And the rest is commuting, cruising around, getting that sort of stuff done.
Yep. And I think that's indicative of the fact that when I look at my results from some of the testing that we've done, I have improved my FTP. So I went originally, I went from 230 something, 235, 233 to 265, which was
Yep. No, it was
good.
from your last, well, you did a 20-minute test and you did like 280 something watts for 20 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is, that doesn't lie. You got it right. Your threshold's up.
Yeah.
But that was from you coming from 0 fitness essentially to where you are now.
Yeah.
Now you're going to come up against the law of diminishing returns, where you've got to do more and more and more to essentially get less and less and less.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, once you're at the pointy end of A grade or a national level, you've got to do 30 hours a week to get this much better.
Yeah.
You've done this much and got this much better.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Look, from in the back end of TrainingPeaks is a little bit more stuff than what you typically have in Strava when it comes to the analytics side of things, and it's got to be set up right for it to actually all make sense and be able to, for me, to trust it, to say, okay, you are fatigued right now.
Yeah.
We need to take a rest. If you look down the bottom of that blue line there, which is essentially your fitness, that's where you were when we started. And that's where you are now. So if that blue line's going up, you're getting fitter. Yeah? You've been consistent enough for your fitness to compile.
Right.
Within TrainingPeaks.
Okay.
You guys were looking at this. Who were you with the other week?
I was with Trent.
You were with Trent?
Trent had a really good understanding of TrainingPeaks.
Yep, so he was looking at at a certain point, it was back here somewhere, he was like, oh, your TSB, which is essentially how fresh you are, was pretty low. I think it was like neg 40. We hadn't updated your threshold to your new thresholding. So I've post hoc done that now.
Yeah.
Because you can recalculate some numbers. So you can go up in your little performance management chart and go recalculate based upon if your threshold's changed.
Yeah.
You can do it that way.
Yeah.
Essentially what we're trying to do is get you back to here.
Yeah.
That's where you used to be at your fittest.
Okay.
And that was back, we said it was about 2015.
Yeah.
So I want to see, and this is what I do with athletes, to say, all right, what are you capable of doing? If your life setup's still the same, we can add a graph and we can say, here's you all the way back for the last, I think it's about the last 12 months. So you can see you were doing 65 hours a week in January. That's when you probably rode to Adelaide or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
That's why that peak was so big, because you were doing a stack of volume. You did 35, 50, 60, nearly 65 hours in those months.
Yeah.
At the moment, these is weekly total. You're doing 4.5, 11 and 10. That's not going to add up to 65 hours for the month.
No.
We can see your total distance you rode for the month. You can see your total TSSs. So for a month, you were averaging, on average, sort of, where are we? 1,800 TSS for the month. So divide that by 4 to get your average weekly.
Yeah.
And you're looking at probably, 450, 500 TSS a week on average for 4 weeks straight. That all adds up.
Yeah. So is that quite a high TSS, 450?
Not really. I'd say somewhere between 400, 500, 600 is pretty normal.
Yeah.
Anything above that is when we're doing a proper build. Like 1,000 TSS for a week's pretty solid.
Is it?
Big weeks like I've seen from like a 7-day tour or something like that, which I've had Brendan Canty or someone do, they're up around maybe 1,800 TSS for a week, where they're doing 200k stages day in, day out.
Yeah.
What you can see is, though, when you do your best power numbers. So you can see your best numbers tend to come around the times you're doing the most training, because you're the fittest.
Yep.
So your best 20-minute powers and things like that. Funnily enough, so there's your 20. You did 20 minutes, so you're probably riding up a hill in January or something like that, but 280 for 20 minutes.
Yep.
The best you've done since then is just the other week when you did 279 in our tester, which means, you know, you are doing the best numbers you've ever done. That doesn't necessarily mean you're pushing yourself as hard as you possibly could here, though.
That's right.
Yeah. They're all the sort of things I look at to give athletes feedback to say, are you doing the best you possibly can?
Yep.
What were you doing back here? What was your life set up to actually be able to do that many hours on the bike?
I certainly wasn't vlogging, put it that way.
Yeah. Well, you were back then, weren't you, or not as much?
No, I was making those crit videos.
Yeah.
I was doing 1 or 2 a week.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So look, it's all time. It's more hours on the bike, less time left for other things. What else do we look at? There's a million other things we can drop and drag into here. One of the best ones is to keep an eye on how things are going. There's your weekly TSS for the last 90 days. So on average over the last 90 days, including weeks where you've done nothing, you're averaging 220 TSS a week. So what we'd like to see in a good build, and we've had a good build, so we started in August.
Yep.
We're thinking about training overload, so 1 week needs to be a little bit higher the next week, needs to be a little bit higher the next week.
Yep.
We did that. We go bang, bang, bang. You start off with a lower week, back to about where you were sort of first week, and then you go up, up, up again.
Yeah, right.
So theoretically, that build in training overload looks pretty good when you're looking at it as a TSS standpoint.
Okay.
So that's good.
Yep.
You haven't gone like, you know, massive week and then a week off completely.
Yep.
Like that doesn't usually add up to increases in fitness.
Yeah.
But look, yeah, that's the basics of what I work with and what I try and convey to you. The best one for you, here it is here, is your power profile curve.
Yeah.
Sprint man, 1300 watts for 5 seconds. Pretty darn good, to be honest.
Is it?
That's pretty
When
pretty
was
good.
that?
That's a while ago. That's mid 2015.
Right.
Since then, yeah, so the last 28 days, yeah, haven't really done much of a sprint at all, to be honest.
No.
Yeah? So I want to see that back up here. In a crit, you ain't going to win a crit doing 850 watts.
No.
You're going to win a crit by doing 1300 for 5 seconds. That's darn good.
Is it?
Yeah. But the interesting thing is, as I was saying before, is your best ever recorded 20 minutes on your SRM's 289. The other day in a test, even though you think you're probably still only like a 6 out of 10 in fitness-wise, 10 being what you used to be at, you're probably only like halfway there, yeah? But look at that. With a little bit of direction, I've got you doing the numbers close to what you've ever done before. Same for 5 minutes. The best you've ever done is 347. I still think that can be up around 360, 370 for you.
Yeah.
But we had you doing 330, and that was the end of that 15 minute steady with a 5 minute smacker at the end.
Yeah. Well, thanks, bro. So what's going to be our next update?
All right.
Me winning a crit.
Next update is, look, I think what we need to go over is everything else around training.
Yeah.
There's so many, and this is like, online coaching is great. You can have a programming, all right, I'm doing it, I'm following it to a T. You turn up on race day, you're still unprepared because there's another side of things that help performance, which I think is fueling right on a bike. So nutrition, pre and post. You said the other day, I don't think I need a protein supplement. I think you do need a protein supplement if you're training hard enough after a hard session. It aids recovery.
And you did didn't you do you part of your PhD on protein?
No, my one was on carbohydrates.
Yeah.
And essentially training with low carbohydrates.
Okay.
Others in my lab that were doing their PhD at the same time was all on protein synthesis and protein turnover for muscle hypertrophy.
Okay.
These big guns.
Right.
So we understand what happens after exercise, or what exercise does, or the exercise nutrient interaction to promote training adaptation.
Okay.
That's sort of what my PhD was all about.
Right.
But I think people can benefit from, one, I think a lot of my athletes benefit the most from my input is equipment choice for the day. They're always like, what wheels do I use? What bike should I use? What helmet should I use?
Yep.
Nutrition for the day. How much should I fuel? Melbourne to Warney's coming up. I've got all my guys practicing their nutrition plans now to get it right for the day. That includes carbohydrates, fats, proteins, as well as supplements like caffeine and beta-alanine and creatine and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think for viewers, they'd love hearing some of that stuff. So maybe next time we talk about what I think is the best way to fuel optimally to train well and race well.
Okay.
Yeah?
That'll be a good vlog.
Sweet.
Okay, so the next one we'll talk about that.
Yep.
And some tips for pre-race
Yeah.
preparation and
look, I think
post-race recovery.
The next thing we need to do with you training-wise for everybody is essentially another step test to see if there's a difference. If we lock that in at some point.
Do we have to?
Well, maybe if you do it, if we say it's done and everyone's like, all right, at the end of October you've got to do that, you'll be like, all right, these threshold efforts are going to be more important than what I think they are right now.
All right, let's lock it in. Let's do it right now. We'll do another step test. So Friday the 28th of October.
As long as it's not a long weekend, there's lots of long weekends around that time. And
yeah. Let's aim for Friday the 28th of October, but we're not sure
Let's put it in
yet.
here. This is what we do. We put in that. We put in goal. We're going to put in...
I'm scared. That step test was horrendous.
I'll do one if you do one. How's that sound? About
Yes.
then.
You do one on the
Show
same
you
night
how
that
it's
I do
done.
it.
We'll do it side by side.
Okay. All right, brother. Thanks for coming by.
Good job.
So you riding?
Why not?
Why not?
It's the new.
Let's do this.
It's the new range. Yeah. Motor pace, not bloody. Motor not pace.
That was the call of the day. I think that's straight up.
Motor pace is on now.
We got other people.
We got other paces?
Yeah, just collect the $10 as we go through.
So just here. Yeah.
Alright, you cracking humans, that is the end of the vlog for today. It's freezing, Rhino and it's 10 o'clock. We're never drinking again. Are we riding tomorrow?
Yeah.
Are we riding? That is the end of the vlog. We got the
Belgie tomorrow.
We got the Belgie?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the Belgie.
I can barely keep this.
I've had like 10 beers, whatever, but that is the end of the vlog for today. I love you guys, I love ya. So you've got an exceptionally small head.
Just
That only just fits on me, but what's your head like? Is it big?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Yeah, no, good to go.
Can you do the strap up? Just see if you can do the strap
You're
up.
actually sweet.